The French have lost 26 soldiers in direct combat with the Taliban. Nearly half that number were killed in a single incident that occurred last year when they were ambushed in Sarubi, 50 kilometers east of Kabul. 10 soldiers were killed in that attack and another 21 were wounded. It's the heaviest loss they've suffered so far. Now the Taliban say the French are paying them not to fight.
The French in Sarubi tried to send gifts to the fighters and offered them a lot of money in return for not launching attacks targeting the French troops. But the Taliban fighters replied by rejecting everything and strongly demanding the departure of the French troops and all other troops from our country, which they invaded by force.
Before the French arrived in Sarubi, the area was patrolled by the Italians. They too were accused of paying bribes to the Taliban to keep the peace. At one of the main villages in the area on the route of the main highway between Kabul and Jalalabad, we spoke to the villagers to see if they could corroborate the allegations.
There is a line, a ceasefire line if you like, that's been drawn by the French, but the Taliban do not abide by it. They send fighters across it, but the French stay firmly on their side of the line.
The Taliban commander of the Kabul district also made another damaging allegation. In his interview with Al Jazeera, he says the Taliban is not only receiving money from the coalition forces, but weapons too.
There are many groups that work for the Taliban and also receive weapons from the foreign troops through the government. They're supposed to be fighting us, but these groups then fulfill their promise of loyalty by bringing the weapons to the Taliban.
Both sets of allegations are firmly denied by the International Security Assistance Force in Kabul, which they described as Taliban propaganda. They come just before a decision is expected from Washington on the total number of troop reinforcements that are to be sent to Afghanistan. Speaking about the lessons of history, President Obama said you never step into the same river twice. This is Afghanistan, not Vietnam. Both the French and the Americans were defeated there. Now they're fighting on the same ground. They hope that history has no more lessons to teach them. David Chater, Al Jazeera, Sarubi.